Elaborate creche scenes, known as Nacimientos, are a universal tradition throughout Latin America during the Christmas season. The creche is an integral component of the seasonal observance of the birth of Jesus Christ. Creche displays are known by many names throughout the Spanish-speaking world. In some countries they are called pesebres, in others belenes, but the term that is most popularly used in Mexico and the Southwest to describe the nativity tableau is Nacimiento. Long before the holiday season begins, merchants set up booths in marketplaces to sell different figurines that form an integral part of the tableau. Figurines representing shepherds, shepherdesses, animals, landscape features, buildings, are all put up for sale for people to come and buy to enhance the creation of their nacimientos. For me, the custom of creating a nacimiento began in earnest when I was a child of 10. A primary school friend of mine invited me one day to his home, and as I entered the front door, I contemplated before me, occupying the full length of the living room, the first traditional Latino nacimiento display I had ever seen in my life. This was the creation of my dear friend's mother, Chabela Vélez, from Panama. She had created something that impressed me so deeply that I began creating a nacimiento display emulating her creations, and I have carried on this yearly tradition for 65 years now, almost uninterruptedly since 1956. Traditional nacimientos display the birth of Jesus of Nazareth. The basic nativity scene, of course, shows the Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, and the Divine Child, usually in a stable setting. Often there are angels, an ox and ass, shepherds and sheep. The three magi enter on January the 6th, the Feast of the Epiphany, sometimes represented riding on a camel, an elephant, and a horse, and oftentimes followed by their retinue. My nacimiento, of course, comprises all of these key elements, but consists of many, many more pieces representing a diverse collection of ethnic figurines from around the globe. For me, these figures and multiple scenes created in my nativity display represent different cultures, periods of time and architecture that speak to us of the cosmic Christ, for whom there are no limitations of time and space. The creation of the basic landscape begins with papel roca, which is paper painted to look like rock. Painted in earth tones and draped over tables and boxes, crushed and shaped to form a multi-leveled, natural-looking terrain that frequently includes a series of hills, valleys, and dales. Other regular features of my traditional nacimiento are a cellophane waterfall, artificial trees, cacti, palm trees, little houses that are set so to form an entire village scene, and a diversity of churches ranging from adobe to Bavarian. After the addition of strings of Christmas lights, I add a variety of natural mosses and sand to conceal the wires. The glow of a myriad of tiny lights binds the multifaceted collection of scenes into a magical fantasy world. My nacimiento also incorporates many Fontanini figurines and buildings collected over the years that simulate a Bethlehem backdrop. Not far away is a Mexican market village scene, replete with vendors, stalls, and lovely Mexican colonial home facades. Nearby appears a Bedouin encampment amongst a palm oasis. On another level, I create a lake scene with Victorian homes nestled around the waterfront, and a Native American village with little Hopi figures dancing in the plaza. In my nacimiento, there are musicians playing diverse instruments, a bevy of angels flying above the holy scene, charros on horseback, children playing games, and countless vendors selling baskets, flowers, and diverse household items. Lurking in the shadows is another very traditional scene, the devil and his retinue, creatures of chaos representing the depths of hell.
A new scene that was added in my Nacimiento in 2019 was a Neapolitan village with buildings reminiscent of a Neapolitan creche scene, in front of which is a marketplace under a gigantic tree where vendors are selling food items, flower baskets, and so forth. The Native American village consists of various adobe houses, traditional adobe pueblo architecture, with many individual figurines depicting everyday scenes of life. Above the Bethlehem scene, close to the Grotto of the Nativity, is a Bavarian village scene, replete with Bavarian homes and a beautiful Tyrolean church in front of which St. Nicholas stands guard with his bishop's staff and mitre. From the Bavarian village, streaming down towards the lake, is a waterfall that connects various scenes throughout the Nativity scene and ultimately empties into the lake scene below.
My Nacimiento is an elaborate and very special version of my cultural inheritance. It's an intricate arrangement of well over 1,600 individual figures ranging from 1/4 of an inch to a foot in height. I combine the symbolism of the Spanish Catholic experience with the simplicity and faith of everyday life. In 2008, my Nacimiento outgrew the limited space within my home, and I moved it to my third-car garage, which you see here. Construction of my Nacimiento begins 2 weeks before Thanksgiving and takes generally 2 to 3 weeks, working 4 hours daily to complete the entire assemblage. The current work of art measures 15 feet wide by 11 feet deep and 4 feet high at the highest point. The installation of this beautiful Christmas time vision is a labor of love which offers me the opportunity to play as a child with all the little features, dolls, and figurines. Thanks to this devotion and deep-seated love for this Christmas tradition, an age-old Mexican custom is preserved and shared annually with hundreds of visitors who respond with constant wonder and delight. If I have achieved that, I have gifted everyone who contemplates my creation with the gift that is the essence of Christmas, wonder and delight.